This 13th floor video session is powered by The Rock Shop. Hi, welcome to the 13th floor. I'm Marty Duda, and today we have Lydia Cole with us. How's it going?
It's really good, thanks.
Good. We've just kind of gotten you at the last minute before you're ready to head off overseas to Berlin, and we'll never see you again. Is that right?
Well, maybe I'll come back in a few years.
Okay.
Because otherwise my mother will be quite upset.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'll be back. But I'm going one way for a while.
Yeah.
I want to make a good go of music, and also I've never lived overseas before. I've actually never been to Europe, and I'm a really big architecture person.
Oh, right. Well, this is not, I mean, there are a lot of great things about New Zealand. Architecture is not one of them.
It really hurts my feelings, and
Yeah.
I don't get how people don't see the direct line between like your surroundings being beautiful and having obvious care put into how they're created and how you feel.
Right.
Like, to me, that's so obvious.
Yeah.
And why when we look at nature we feel better is because it's beautiful. Anyway, so I think when I go, I'm not going to want to come back.
You're going to be in heaven, architectural heaven. It's going to be
Yeah.
amazing. You're just going to be looking at buildings all day.
I know I'm going to be tripping over my feet all the time.
And you said you've never been to the States either.
No.
So there is, in New York City especially, there's some pretty cool stuff to see there. So
Yeah, I'll hop over.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you've never been to Berlin, but you're going to move.
Yeah.
Sight unseen.
Yeah, well, a few years ago, well, ever since I started doing music, basically, which is more than 10 years, people have been saying, oh, when are you going to move to Melbourne or London or LA or whatever? None of those places have ever appealed to me, so I was kind of like, well, why? And it's taken me a while to chip away at, just getting things done here and finding myself and finding how things work. So it's been a nice little playing field for me here. And it wasn't until, my mid-20s I started to think, I'm starting to see like how small the bubble is here, and starting to think about how beautiful other places might be and how good that might be for me, and it took me a while to warm to the idea of even going anywhere. And then once I decided that I wanted to, then I was like, well, where? Like there are millions of places I could go and be happy, and I don't really have the money to just go on an OE and just see where I land.
Right.
So I kind of just kept my ear to the ground, and like I started to hear all these comments come back of especially Kiwis having moved to Berlin and making a living doing art, like visual art, which is unheard of here. Well, I never knew anyone that made a living here doing that, and music. And so one by one I was just like, oh, it's sounding very Berlin.
Well, it sounds like there's a good Kiwi contingent there as well, so you'll be able to make friends as soon as you get over there.
Yes.
And hang out with some people who actually talk the same way that you do as well. Which
that will help.
Will help, yeah. And now, of course, the reason we're talking today is that you have The Lay of the Land out, which has been out, what, a couple of weeks now?
Yeah, a couple of weeks,
Yeah, I saw your show at the Wine Cellar. It was with full band. It was pretty cool. But we've got you here by yourself. And we're going to hear a few of the songs from it. And the first one is one called Dream. So what can you tell me about that?
Dream. So that's the first track on the album as well.
You're right.
As you can as you can testify.
Yes.
With your Exhibit A. Dream is the first song out of all the songs on The Lay of the Land that I wrote, probably about 4 years ago. And yeah, it was obviously written about a boy when we were going out. So I wrote the verses as I was falling in love. And then he disappeared, which was quite a literal disappearing, as in he was from Australia and he broke up with me here, and then 2 days later he was gone and I never saw him again.
Right.
So that was obviously a really, it's one thing to kind of like get over something when you keep seeing them, and it's kind of lovely not to have to see them, but it's also quite weird. It leaves you kind of thinking like, did you ever exist?
Right.
Like there's no evidence that ever happened. Am I crazy?
Did I dream that?
Yeah.
Oh, and they're going, oh man.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
So then the chorus, which is just 2 words, I wrote after he disappeared, and that was my message to him. It was just like, stay safe.
Right.
Good luck.
Cool. All right. Well, let's give it a listen, and we'll come back and talk some more.
Stay safe. Stay safe. Stay safe. Fancy that, my darling, winding up with me. Of all the things that could be, this is what has been. And they say we're back in winter. Feels too summery to me. You came down out of nowhere. You came down like a dream. Stay safe. Stay safe. Stay safe. Stay safe. Stay safe. Stay.
All right, welcome back to the 13th floor and to Lydia Cole. Now, your previous album came out, what was it, like 5 years ago?
5 years ago.
And for a while, you seemed to be everywhere. I remember seeing you playing all over. You were opening for folks. You were doing your own shows. And then you kind of disappeared, and now you're back again.
Yeah.
So what happened? You don't have to tell me everything you did in 5 years, but in general, what were you up to?
It was a very intentional hibernation, I guess you could say. Yeah, so in 2013 I did a big tour of those songs off Me and Moon, which was that album, a tour with Luke Thompson. So we did a co-headline, we organised it ourselves, we did 12 dates up and down the country, and it went really well. Like, it was definitely the strongest kind of bunch of shows that I'd ever done. Lots of people came. We sold some of them out, and it felt like a good time to, I don't know, it gave me a bit of confidence that there are people out there that are listening to me and that seem to really connect with my stuff, and it gave me the confidence to actually go quiet, if that makes sense.
Right.
So I didn't feel the need to keep, you know, like, I don't have words, but I don't know, I just had this feeling that, like,
public presence all the time. Yeah.
I had a feeling that if I put my head down, when I lifted it back up, they would still be there.
Yeah.
And that's what I really internally felt that I needed to do for myself. Because I'd never, since I was 15, I knew I wanted to be a musician. And so at that point, I stopped investing in any other skill or interest.
Right.
So I would sit at the back of my maths class and just be doodling, writing poetry and like drawing sketches and stuff, getting my feelings out, you know. That was just like my priority. Whereas like when I was 10 years old, I won the maths cup for my class, you know. So
you were focused.
So focused, like obsessively, yeah. And so, yeah, anyway, so after that tour, I was like seeing all my friends, you know, come into their late 20s, like be, you know, independent, moved out of home, you know, for instance, like an obvious one that I hadn't done.
Right.
And I was kind of like, actually, right now, music is still important to me and it always will be, but right now my priority is being a balanced, grown-up person. So I just, I wanted to work on that. So I got a job in a cafe making coffee, and that turned out to be really good for lots of reasons.
Did it give you fodder for songs as well? Yeah,
really good. And, you know, I think just fodder for like being a good person, you know, like, because when all my music is kind of written about my feelings and my stuff and what I'm thinking, and it just gets very, without being like a proud person or self-absorbed in a negative way, it is like just literally very a self-absorbed thing to do. And so to have to go to work and be really nice to people all day,
right?
You know, that was kind of me learning to not be thinking about myself all the time, and it proved quite quickly to be really healthy for me. And just the conversations that I would have with people, learning about people from different cultures. Like the cafe that I worked in is in the CBD, like right on the corner of Wellesley and Queen Street.
Oh, right. So you're,
and so just
everybody.
All day you're getting Americans, Germans, you know, it's like, so you get an Italian come in and go, I just want a regular coffee. And that means something different to if an American comes in and says, I want a regular
coffee. My parents
coffee.
came over here, they're coffee drinkers, you know, and they freaked out. They couldn't figure out how to get a proper cup of coffee as far as what they were concerned. They just like didn't.
I know.
It was so sad.
Yeah, it is.
But they've survived.
I'm really glad that they did.
Yes, me too.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to hear another song. This is The Fool That I Am.
Ooh.
You're going to tell me about that one?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I have to be careful about it.
All right.
Well, it's basically just me saying, it's kind of about judgment and how we judge each other and how it's just so pointless. And how, you know, I'm doing my best, you know, to be a person, and, you know, I guess it's my disclaimer of saying, look, I know I'm not perfect, so anything you fire at me, like, just don't bother, you know, like, because, you know, you're not perfect either.
Fair enough. Okay, let's give it a listen and we'll talk one more time.
Call me the fool that I am, and I will not contest the things that I do and what I pursue, not always best. Call me the fool that I am, and I won't second guess. I've got a front row seat to each part of me and all the mess. So call me the fool that I am, as if I'd forget. the fool that I am, and I will not complain. Can't keep my thoughts to myself, my words in my mouth, yeah, I take the blame. And call me the fool that I am, and don't you hesitate. I make my mistakes, but that's just what it takes to navigate. So call me the fool that I am, if you're not the same. Call me the fool that I am, but that is not the end. You're speaking the truth, but I don't answer to you or take offense. So call me the fool that I am. Call me the fool that I am. Call me the fool that I am, and lay it to rest.
All right, we're back with Lydia Cole here at the 13th floor. We just heard The Fool That I Am, and we're going to hear one more tune, but we probably should talk a little bit more about the record, which is out on vinyl as well as CD and all the digital formats that are available. So you made an effort to make vinyl, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Why was that?
Well, I've been buying vinyl in the last couple of years. Just songs that, for albums that I've really wanted to have.
You do have an operational turntable?
When I started collecting, I did.
Good.
When I was living with Mum and Dad, they have this old one, and
Yeah.
I would put it on. I started with Louis Armstrong, and then just.
So you really started at the beginning.
I started at the start, and then skipped all the years, and ended with Sufjan Stevens. But yeah, then I moved out, and I don't have one now. But
First thing you need to buy when you get to Berlin.
I know. Yep, that's on the list. I'll put that on the list. No, but it's something I've wanted to do for a few years, and they're really expensive to make.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And so it's just another expense and quite risky. Like everything that I'm doing is quite risky, but I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, well, it's what I want to do, so I'm going to find a way to make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm really happy because I think the artwork, even the artwork suits it, I think, really well. Yes. So that's a little cardboard diorama, is that what it's called? Like a little, like layers of cardboard that I painted with watercolor and then
cut out,
kind of stacked together. And it's actually this small. It's like really tiny little, and I blew it up.
Would have never known.
I know.
And where did you record the album?
At Nick Mander's studio, Wairiki Road. Yeah.
Used to live on Wairiki Road.
Did you?
Yes.
That's a good little spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Very good. And so you're going to continue making music when you head overseas.
Yeah.
You're going to have to pretty much start all over again, aren't you?
I know. I'm excited. It's going to be fun. I've heard that busking over there is respected and
it's a
normal
thing.
and a thing, and you can almost make a living, doing it if you do it well, do it in the right places, work really hard. And I've always really enjoyed the couple of times that I've ever played on the street. I played outside Real Groovy last year.
Oh, right, yeah.
When they moved across the road, they did a little day.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I did a little half-hour set, just solo out the front. And there's nothing like someone just strolling down Queen Street and hearing you and just stop and look and then stay for 20 minutes, because they don't have to. Right. And you know that they're really just listening because they are enjoying it. And it's really cool buzz. So I'm excited about that.
Now the Berliners are in for it.
Yeah, they're going to get it in the air.
That's from Iggy Pop, who recorded his album in Berlin.
Oh, really?
I've never had it in the ear before. Lust for Life? Yes. See, it's all coming together. It was meant to be. Fantastic. All right, we got one more song, and I'll let you say the name of it because I'm going to fall all over it.
Telepathize.
Yes, exactly.
I thought I made that word up.
Mm-hmm.
And then some websites say that it's made up and some say that it's real, but it's all about telepathy, I guess. And I wrote it inspired by, noticing that when two people are in love, they can read each other's minds.
Right.
And that, along with other beautiful things in life, are things that I try and hold on to. Even when the negative stuff seems to weigh it down, I try and hold on to the mystery of love and dreams being fulfilled and the lovely things. So that song is about the holding my, holding reality with my ideal
Alrighty.
scenario.
Well, thank you very much for stopping by here on your way overseas. I hope we'll see you at some point when you return. You'll have to come back and tell us all about your experiences.
Sure thing.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything.
Thanks.
All right.
We don't know no land. The wind don't blow to no one land. Hurt the earth by the hand. Dust to dust and rain to down. All the days that we have fly by. All the birds of a feather flying. All the people out there keep dying. But all the lovers still empathize. All the strings that we tie stay tied. All the dreams that we have survived. Understand the voice. Hear the quiet over the noise. Dust to dust and choice by choice. All the days that we have fly by. All the birds of a feather flying. All the people out there keep dying. All the lovers still empathizing. All the things that we tie stay tied. All the dreams that we have survived. Well, all the dreams that we have survived. And from the top of this hill I see everything coming to me in season. It's as sure as the breeze I'm breathing. All the love still empathizing. All the strings that we tie stay tied. All the dreams that we have survived. All the dreams that we have survived. All the dreams that we have survived.